They're usually cheaper, they're easier to write, they're quicker to file. What's not to love about provisional patent applications? But they're not right in every case. Hi, my name is Carr Ferrell. I'm a Silicon Valley patent attorney. Welcome back to my channel. In the past in the United States, priority was given to the first inventor who invented the application and not necessarily filed the application first. This was largely due to the size of the United States and the difficulty of getting a patent application on file in the United States Patent Office in Washington, D.C. So rather than have a race to the patent office as we currently do now, that is the first to file system. In the past, we had the first to invent system, but since, and largely to harmonize our patent system with patent systems around the world, we moved to a first to file system, again, often called the race to the patent office. And the idea here is whoever files the patent application first gets the patent. Now, the United States patent filing and examination requirements are a lot stricter than other countries of the world, and partly, I think, in recognition of this, the United States adopted a provisional patent application process, and that is, prior to filing an actual or utility application, you could file a provisional patent application, which could be filed quickly, it was informal, and it gave you a priority filing date, and then up to 12 months in order to file your regular application. So, what are the advantages of a provisional patent application? Well, one of the advantages is that it's an informal application. It never actually gets examined. And since it's informal, it can be much quicker to prepare. For example, there's very loose requirements on how to format the application, what needs to be included, what the figures need to look like. For example, you can submit photographs or sketches, drawings, watercolors, whatever you think is appropriate for explaining and describing your invention. The idea with a provisional patent application is you just want to demonstrate that you clearly had the invention at the time of filing and to explain to one of ordinary skill in the art how that invention would be constructed and used. And since the filing requirements are relatively informal, it's possible to get your patent application prepared very quickly. It's not unusual, for example, to prepare and file a provisional application in a day or two, where there's an emergency disclosure or a reason that you've just got to get your application on file quickly. Also, it's less expensive. The filing fees for a micro entity are $75. It's quite a bargain as patent office prices go. Now, there's some disadvantages of the provisional patent application, not the least of which is the application is never actually examined in the patent office. It's held in the patent office as a placeholder, waiting for the regular application to be filed. Also, the regular application needs to be filed within 12 months of the filing of the provisional application. So there is a deadline. It's only good for 12 months. The provisional patent application expires at the end of the 12-month period. And so it's very important that when you file a provisional patent application that you get that non-provisional patent application on file as well. And one final disadvantage of the provisional patent application is that because it's informal, it's sometimes a little easier to get sloppy when you prepare and file it. And although the application itself may be more informal, it's still very important to put the details of your invention into the application. If important details are not included in the provisional patent application, then those details cannot be used in supporting the priority date in the regular utility application that's filed later. Now, these are just a couple of my advantages, disadvantages for provisional patent applications. If you've got some of your own, please put them in the comments section below. We'd love to read about them. Now, let's talk for a moment about non-provisional utility patent applications. These are the applications, the regular applications that we think about when we receive an issued patent. Now, the advantage of the non-provisional patent application is that in most cases, it generally will result in an issued patent. Now, the disadvantage of the non-provisional patent application is that once you file the application, it's not possible to update the application with new matter. You can't add additional invention to the non-provisional patent application, and it's not inexpensive to file a non-provisional patent application. So if your invention is changing or evolving, the non-provisional patent application may not be the best way to go. So what are some of the reasons that you might want to file a provisional patent application versus a non-provisional application? I think the main reason for many inventors is that they're just budget constrained when it comes to filing that patent application. They've just spent money working on an invention, they've been prototyping, they're trying to get sales organized, distribution organized, and now in order to protect that invention, they need to file a patent application, not really knowing whether the product's going to be successful in the marketplace or not. So this is a time when a provisional patent application might make good sense. You just don't have the money right now to file a non-provisional application. A second reason for filing a provisional patent application versus a non-provisional patent application also relates to money. It might be that your invention is ready for patenting, but you need to go fundraise, you need to go find investors, and you're just going to need some time to do that. And the benefit of filing a provisional application is that you're able to talk about your invention, you're able to share your ideas with others as you go through this fundraising process. Because you have the priority date and a description of the invention nailed down with the provisional patent application. So if you're a startup company and you're pre-funded, the provisional patent application might be a great way to start just in getting your application process going. Also, investors appreciate the fact that you've taken the time and effort to actually file patent applications on your technology. And of course, remember that as soon as you file a provisional patent application, or a non-provisional patent application for that matter, you can say that you're patent pending. You are patent pending the moment you file that application. Another reason the provisional patent application may make a lot of sense for you is that you're in a hurry to file. Let's say you're having a meeting, you're scheduling a meeting with a developer or perhaps a distributor in the coming days, someone who's going to want to know the details of your invention. And having that provisional patent application on file ahead of the meeting will give you a lot of confidence and security when it comes to sharing that invention. Now, as I said before, another instance where a provisional patent application might make a lot of sense is where your invention is changing quickly. You're in the early days of developing your invention, you're testing it, you're building prototypes, you're trying to decide which form the invention is actually going to take. What's the final product going to look like? You're trying a bunch of different things with different ideas and different inventions. So instead of filing a non-provisional application where it'll be difficult to change the specification or change the description of the invention, perhaps filing a provisional application or two at the early stages would make a lot more sense until you're pretty sure what that final embodiment of the product is going to look like. So when is a non-provisional patent application better? Well, one example of when a non-provisional patent application might make sense is when the product is already on sale. You're in the marketplace already and you want to get your issued patent as quickly as possible. If competitors are starting to produce knockoff products, then getting that issued patent may be important for you. Then having that non-provisional patent application in front of an examiner is going to accelerate your ability to get an issued patent and to begin enforcing your issued patent against those competitors. And finally, going back to fundraising, another advantage of having a non-provisional patent application on file is often the valuation of your company goes up dramatically when you begin to get issued patents. And so if you have the wherewithal to get a non-provisional patent application on file and to get the examination process started, often the valuation of your company with respect to your investors will be enhanced. Now, if you found some of the ideas in this video on provisional patent applications helpful, I think you'll find this next video helpful as well. See you in the next video.